Before starting this project, I knew that it would be hard for me. I'm gluten-free, so wheat was out, and now I had to take corn and soy out too. I also expected to find corn and soy in places I didn't necessarily expect to find them. I just didn't know where I was going to see it show up. And I've had an interesting day. I went grocery shopping today. I didn't do that before I started. And I thought it was really interesting as I was walking around the store looking for what to make for myself over the next couple of days. And I kept finding things that didn't have corn or soy directly in them, but when I looked closely enough at the label, it said that it was made in a factory with corn and soy products. The other thing that's coming up for me is definitions. When I was looking for eggs today, I was torn between getting vegetarian fed chickens or free range chickens. And I went with the free range because I believe that if it says vegetarian fed, that there could be some corn in the chicken diet there. But I'll have to do further research on that. The last thing that's been coming up for me is I'm realizing that the things that I'm cooking for myself that I believed didn't have corn or soy in them might actually have corn or soy byproducts in them. For example, I had a snack today of just a nut mix, a trail mix that I'd bought at PCC, and it has sweetened pineapple in it. And I don't know for sure because it's a bulk item if it's been sweetened with some sort of corn product, but I will be looking into that. And I have been thinking about what I discovered yesterday while I was grocery shopping. And this morning when I made my oatmeal, yesterday I put raisins in it. Today I didn't. I did a little research online, and it looks like raisins might have about a quarter teaspoon or something of vegetable oil that's added to loosen the raisins and keep them from sticking together. So vegetable oil is related to soy, so I am not putting raisins in my oatmeal this morning. I think throughout the day I'll also be changing a couple things that I ate yesterday as a result. So I mean, I'm haven't decided whether I'm going to eat my trail mix or not. I have a feeling there's some vegetable oil or something in there as well. And then, of course, again, it keeps coming up, all of these products that are produced in factories with corn and soy. I didn't quite realize how connected to everything that we eat corn and soy are. Doesn't make things better that all I have in my cabinet for oil right now is vegetable oil. Throughout the second 24 hours of my commodity challenge, I did shift my eating a little bit. I didn't shift it completely though. I did take out the things that I found had corn and soy in them, or tried to. But then I also did make the mistake of eating some products that later I realized did still have corn and soy in them. And I have been having some difficulty staying away from corn and soy as I expected. The biggest problem I'm having is that I'm gluten-free, and that means I don't eat wheat, which usually I replace it with corn or soy products for protein or just carbohydrates, easy carbs, I guess, would be the best way to put it. And I have slipped up a couple times. Today, in fact, I had a gluten-free chocolate chip cookie because I just couldn't resist. And I don't know exactly what was in it because it was at a bakery on campus. It was at Cafe 2. But I'm assuming that there was corn in it because typically in gluten-free products, they do use sorghum flour, which on this site, cornallergens.com, they say can be mixed with corn syrup to make it sweeter. So I did slip up there. I have also been feeling under the weather, and typically what I do when I'm feeling sick or starting to feel something come on, is I take Emergency. And I did take Emergency because I feel like that's more important than getting sick. But I did note that in the ingredients list, it does have fructose as well as malic acid, which on the corn allergen site it did say comes from corn, and silica and glycine, which I'm not sure if those come from corn, but it is quite possible that they do. So there's my little Emergency pack and the labels. So I have been having some difficulty, and I think overall it has been more difficult than I anticipated, although I did feel it would be difficult. Mostly I thought I'd just be replacing corn and soy with rice, but I didn't really expect it to go as deep as I'm finding it does. It was different than I thought it would be going into it. I thought it would be challenging. I knew that I am gluten-free, and I have had a significant challenge eliminating just wheat from my diet. And the way that I've eliminated wheat is mostly by transferring that desire for quick carbs to corn products. And then also substituting some protein with soy, like tofu, I will sometimes eat, and soy milk. Shift a little bit. There were certain things that I just felt I couldn't stay away from. For example, products that said they were produced in the same factory as corn or soy. I said, I'm going to realize that those might be contaminated by corn or soy, but I'm not going to eliminate them from my diet. So that included things like these chips I bought, which were really good bean chips. But it does say right here on the label that this product is manufactured on shared equipment, also used for dairy, soy, corn, and wheat. So there you go, dairy, soy, and corn. 3 things that are connected. So I didn't eliminate that from my diet. I also relied on a lot of soups that didn't have corn products or corn or soy byproducts in them. The first morning I put milk and raisins in my oatmeal, and after doing some research I took that out yesterday and replaced it with cocoa nibs and almond milk. So my diet changed in that way. My first real sort of realization that, wow, corn and soy are everywhere is when I went grocery shopping, and I started looking at all of the labels and seeing how just apparent it was that corn byproducts and soy byproducts were in a lot of the items that I was looking at. And even if they weren't, even if they were supposedly whole products like meats, I had to know that what animals were fed corn or soy diet. That connects to the readings for this week, for week 5, Marion Nestle's, the reading from Marion Nestle's book in particular, which covered dairy products and how dairy has evolved in the United States. over time, and one of the ways that they've doubled the dairy industry and made it cheaper to buy milk and other dairy products is to feed the animals corn or soy in their feed. So that was one thing that I connected to the reading. This has been really interesting. I feel like I've learned a lot about what to look for. And I'm also flabbergasted that people who are allergic to corn can even live in this society, because it seems like it's impossible to get away from these days. And I hope that we can discuss ways that we can think about changing the system, or if it can even be changed. I feel like it's so ingrained, and it's not on the surface. You know, you have to look deeply to figure these things out and figure these connections out, and how do those connections become more surface value and knowledge for people to share.